Hi everyone, welcome to Pathopulse_Radhika. So today's video is going to be on GIST. So what is GIST? So GIST is nothing but gastrointestinal stromal tumor. So this is one of the important topic as far as NEET PG is concerned. So GIST is gastrointestinal stromal tumor. So where does this arise from? So whenever you take any tumor, so whether it's a carcinoma, melanoma, epithelial tumor, a mesenchymal tumor, what you should know about any tumor is first you should know about the origin of tumor. So from which cell it originates from, how does it present? Then you should know about the gross appearance. So after resection, how does it appear? Then you should know about the microscopic appearance. Then you should know about the immunohistochemistry. So I hope you know a little bit about immunohistochemistry. So I'll just tell you it in short. So suppose if I tell something as a carcinoma, usually carcinomas are positive for cytokeratin or CK. So these are markers which helps in identification of origin of a tumor. So to understand better, let me tell you something. If you have a lymph node and that lymph node you have excised and you are seeing under the microscope, you see sheets of atypical cells and you don't know whether it's a carcinoma, whether it's a sarcoma or it's a melanoma. Then you go for immunohistochemical marker. They're like a signature for that particular tumor or the cell. So if it's a carcinoma, then it will be cytokeratin positive. Likewise, if it's going to be a melanoma, you have some marker like HMB45. Okay, so you have certain specific markers. Your S100 can be positive. So likewise, for each cell of origin, you have some clues which can help you in the diagnosis. So that's about immunohistochemistry. And you should know whether if there are any other associations of this tumor. So these are the things which you should know. So where does this gist originate from? So in your stomach or in your intestine, you have a pacemaker cell called interstitial cells of Kajal. So interstitial cells of Kajal. So these are the cells from where your GIST, your gastrointestinal stromal tumor originates from. So the origin of GIST is from the pacemaker cells, which is also called the interstitial cells of Kajal. Okay, so that's about the origin, and it's a mesenchymal tumor. Okay, it's not an epithelial tumor, it's a mesenchymal tumor. So it's just a gastrointestinal stromal tumor is a mesenchymal tumor which originates from the pacemaker cells, which is called the interstitial cells of Kajal. Next, on gross, how does it appearance? So this is a resected segment of a bowel with a tumor. So imagine you have your mucosa in your bowel, you have your mucosa, then you have the lamina propria, then you have your muscular layer, then you have your serosa, right, histologically. But when you look here, so when you have a tumor, what happens is this gist will push up your mucosa like this. So instead, what happens is this mucosa gets elevated like this and your tumor will be usually submucosal. So just is usually a submucosal tumor. Okay, so your mucosa will usually appear normal. Suppose if it's a carcinoma which is arising from this epithelium, your mucosa will be abnormal, it will be ulcerated, can have an ulcer or proliferative growth. Whereas in GIST, your mucosa is usually normal and it's a submucosal tumor with a uniform appearance. Okay, so it's a submucosal tumor usually. So if you see a mucosa underneath, you see a tumor, always think of GIST. And the most common site of GIST is stomach. So GIST is common in stomach. It can occur in the small bowel also. And when you see under the microscope, you have lot of spindle shaped cells like this. Sometimes they can be epithelioid like this. So it can be of any morphology, but again, then how do you confirm? Your leiomyoma is going to have spindle shaped cells, your smooth muscle tumor. Your GIST is going to have spindle shaped cells, which is going to arise from your pacemaker cells. So how do you differentiate all of them? You have immunohistochemical markers. So what are those immunohistochemical markers which are used in the diagnosis of GIST? So this is important. So you can use something called CD117 or c-KIT. Okay, so c-KIT could be a marker. Then you have something called DOG1, which is called discovered on GIST. So these are immunohistochemical markers which are used in the diagnosis of GIST. Your CD117 and DOG1. Okay, so now we are done with the gross appearance, the microscopy, the IHCs, and the next thing what you should know is whether if it is associated with something. So is GIST associated with something? Yes. So what is the association of GIST? So GIST can be associated with something called Carney's triad. So what do you mean by Carney's triad? So Carney's triad is nothing but GIST, paraganglioma and pulmonary chondroma. Okay, so GIST can be associated with your Carney's triad. Next, what you should know is what are the mutations or what are the genetic changes that can occur in GIST. So as I already told, you can have c-KIT mutations or you can have PDGFRA, platelet derived growth factor alpha mutations. So why you should know about all these mutations? Is it really important in remembering all these cumbersome names? Yes. So whenever you have c-KIT or PDGFRA mutations, so these GIST which have these mutations, they are responsive to imatinib. So imatinib is the drug. So when you have these mutations, they are responsive to imatinib. Okay, so what do you call if a GIST doesn't have these mutations? So if a GIST doesn't have these mutations, we call them wild type GIST. Okay, so we call them wild type GIST. Okay, so in the wild type GIST, you have one particular, very few GIST which can have one type of mutation called SDH mutations or succinate dehydrogenase mutations. So why you should know this? Because those GIST which arise in Carney's triad, they can have SDH mutations, and those GIST which have SDH mutation usually occurs in young females, young adults, and they exclusively occur in the stomach, and these are important because they have a syndromic association. Okay, so they have a syndromic association. And one more thing, they have a female preponderance. So it occurs in young adults, especially young females, and they have a female preponderance predominantly occurring in the stomach. So this is about GIST. Okay, so let me summarize everything. So GIST is a mesenchymal tumor which arises from your pacemaker cells. So what are those cells called? Interstitial cells of Kajal. And the most common site of GIST is stomach. It can occur in other part of your bowel as well, and it's grossly usually a submucosal tumor. The mucosa appears normal and you have a submucosal tumor which is very circumscribed. Then you can have the histology which can be spindle cells or it can be epithelioid cells. Then you have IHC markers. They are positive for c-KIT or CD117 and DOG1. And you have different mutations, c-KIT and PDGFRA mutations. So why you should know these is those which have the mutations are responsive to imatinib. Those GIST which don't have these mutations are called wild type GIST. And in wild type GIST you have a subset of GIST which are succinate dehydrogenase deficiency. So those GIST which are SDH deficient usually occur in young females and especially in the stomach, and they can be associated with Carney's triad. So what is Carney's triad? So Carney's triad is GIST, paraganglioma and pulmonary chondroma. So this is in short about the GIST. So I'll just pose a question. So having discussed about CD117 here, so just post in the comments what are the other tumors which can be CD117 positive. So I'll give you a small clue. One dermatological condition can show cells which are CD117 positive, and one hematological condition, hematological condition can show cells which have c-KIT mutations. There are few more, but do post in the comment about what you know about the dermatological and the hematological conditions in which you have CD117 positive cells. So tomorrow I'll update the answer for this. So this is in short, this is the gist of GIST. Okay, so hope you had a clear view about what is important about GIST. So thank you so much for your patient listening. Meet you with another video soon. Thank you.